need to do this, but I would love to go around the room on JT Ryder Cup. Just July 25th, yes or no?
So hold on. Let's set the bound rule. Bound whatever.
Boundaries.
Thank you. I think I was going to try to say guidelines.
Parameters.
You are taking the role of Zach Johnson, and you have to put your picks in today. That's the parameter, right?
Or is it a prediction?
That's what I need to know.
Well, right. That's the parameter.
Is it how I feel as if I take Zach Johnson's spot, or what do I think what Zach Johnson is going to do? How do we want to play?
Oh, you tell me. You've taken over the question, which I'm fine with. I'm not.
I think it should be. We have now been crowned the Ryder Cup captain.
I agree.
And finalized today. Open Championship is the deadline.
The deadline's in 3 minutes. That's the deadline. Yeah.
All right,
Patrick.
I'm taking him.
Wow. Greg.
No.
Wow. I was gonna do that either way. Kyle.
I'm taking JT and leaving Keegan Bradley off. I will not be dissuaded because Keegan beat JT by 6 strokes at the Travelers. Their rest of their last 6 months has been similar.
JT will not sniff my team. So we are split. Josh. We need Josh.
Yeah. Tiebreaker.
We need a 5th.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, not touching my team.
Listen,
absolutely not.
Here's the thing. If I'm going down in Europe, which I probably am at this point, I'm going down with JT. I'm not going down with Keegan. I'm not going down with Denny McCarthy. I'm going down with JT. Like I a little bit feel the same way about Dustin Johnson.
Okay, Kyle, are you worried that so you don't want to go down with JT, but what happens if he does not make the playoffs and in 7 weeks or whatever, or no, longer than that, when this Ryder Cup is, Justin Thomas has not played competitively anywhere, and you had to pick a guy who didn't even make the playoffs?
Well, have plenty of time to iron the game out by then. He played the safe way.
He's gonna have to.
I think I'd keep though. I think I'm cutting this week's favorite, Cam Young.
Whoa. Really?
Yeah. Seriously?
Yeah.
He's like 8th.
Nobody let Patrick close to this team.
I want fiery guys. Harmon, dog. Bradley, dog. JT, dog.
Hold on. Has Keegan had a good year?
He has 2 wins.
Yes.
Have you seen the other performances? It's not been great.
Okay, Cam Young has the runner-up in the match play and a nice finish at the John Deere Classic, and maybe last week. But I mean,
maybe last week.
Who was even watching that tournament?
I mean, Keegan has
read them off last 5 months, Rick.
You want me to read off the last 5 months? Okay.
Well, no, just give me a summary.
Okay, so he wins. So this season he had a T5 at Sanderson. He won the Zozo. He finished T21 at the CJ Cup. He finished runner-up.
A long time ago.
He finished. I'm getting there. I'm going in chronological order.
5 months.
Runner-up at Torrey Pines, where he was in it on the 72nd fairway. He finished T20 in Phoenix, elevated event. He finished T10 at Bay Hill, elevated event. He finished.
What about since then?
23rd at the Masters. T29 at the PGA. T35 at Wells Fargo. Since then, a win at the Travelers. He won 3 starts ago.
Yeah, here's a question: DJ or JT? 80 boys.
Neither. Can I pick neither?
The 80 boys.
Well, I would go JT because there's a chance that there's a better chance at this revitalizing to me. You know, I'm making this decision today, 2 months out. I got a chance that one of the best players in our game over the last, 5 years at least, figures this out.
I hate that it's Keegan because I do want Keegan on the team. I just don't know that his performance over the last 6 months has been what people he did win. Yes, absolutely. But he at the same event, JT finished 6 strokes behind him. It's not like they've been worlds apart from each other over the last 6 months. I will say I went down a JT rabbit hole today. He's been worse he's been worse in strokes gained over the last 3 months than Zach Blair, which is
So you want him on your team.
Yeah, take Zach Blair.
shout out to Zach Blair.
Ryder Cupper.
So JT is real. Like I want to be on that hill, but he's testing my ability to stay there.
I will say, I would not pick him, but I do believe that Zach Johnson will.
Zach wants him on that team.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody wants him on the team.
I just think if he misses the playoffs, I don't think he gets on the team. But I think his road to making the team is a lot easier than his performance would warrant.
If he finishes, if he finishes
right
68th and gets bounced in the opening round of the playoffs, he's on the team.
Yeah, and it's probably, probably the wrong decision, but he probably will.
Well, what Finau was saying today, they asked him about the Ryder Cup. They're like, "How are you feeling?" He goes, "Well, I feel good from the sense if they go with winning and experience, because I've done that. But if they're going for consistency and current form, I got a lot of work to do." He's like, "But I have no idea what the captains and assistant captains are thinking right now." So,
what should they be?
It's got to be a combination, right?
Why wouldn't you, Rick? Why wouldn't you take Finau over Keegan? They've had the same last 5 months. Both had a win. Both have been pretty lousy elsewhere.
Well, if I don't have JT, I do need a little fire. Keegan's a get in your face kind of guy.
Could he be team captain?
No. Tony's
been sweet at Ryder Cups.
Tony's not a killer. I need a killer.
I bet you look it up. I bet Tony Finau has a better record at the Ryder Cup than Keegan Bradley.
Okay.
I did enjoy
sneaky good in France.
He was very good. I did enjoy your Brian Harmon giving John Rahm the too small celebration, Patrick.
He's got to do it.
Oh, I would never recover from that. I'm way in on him at the Ryder Cup.
Keegan figured something out with the putter. That's the thing I really like about him. That it seems to have been lifted.
Tony Finau is 3-3-0. Okay. Keegan is 4-3.
Okay. Yeah, that was a huge difference.
Game, set, match.
Massive difference. I don't know. I wrote an article today for CBSSports.com. I think that there's still a long way to go, right? You look at the standings and the moves that somebody that's even like Harris English could make the team, right? If he wins,
he goes and wins in Memphis.
The money thing.
It's
locking into the top 6 is huge.
It's crazy.
Yes.
Shane Ryan pointed this out. Brooks is probably going to fall out of the top 6,
right?
Just because Homa and Cantlay and Xander are going to pass him.
Yeah, he has 0 more dollars to earn.
And then it's
going to pass him though?
Yeah, I think so.
They got to make like $1 million each, right?
Yeah, but look at the
E13s in the playoffs. That's like nothing.
What do they got to finish for that? You got to have 2 events. You got basically 2 events for those guys, right? I wouldn't assume they're going to play Wyndham.
Right.
You got to finish what? I guess I don't know the payout with the limited field.
Xander's 800,000 behind and Cantlay's $1 million behind.
It's nothing.
It's doable for sure. They both have to pass him.
And Homa, I think, too.
Yeah, you got to have 3 guys pass him.
Yeah, so you're right. Well, I guess Tour Championship doesn't matter. Yeah, that's true. So maybe not all 3 will. But I think that's a non-starter because I think even if Brooks is 7th, I think he's. Were they going to not pick Brooks Koepka in a year he won a major?
The other thing is, no matter what, if they lose, Zach Johnson's going to get skewered for this. Like it's just setting up. He's going to make the wrong decision no matter what if they lose this thing.
It's kind of a mess. There's not like a huge mess in terms of you can't screw up like 3 of the picks, but there's going to be 1 or 2 where it's like I mean, I think it's going to come down to Sam Burns, Keegan Bradley, and JT for the last spot.
I mean, think about what Wyndham Clark and Brian Harmon winning majors this year has done for. I mean, it threw all the conversations we've had over the last 2 years about this Ryder Cup are just. It feels like the team is out the window.
Well, but here's the thing. I think you're right, Greg, but it also might be what they need. Like those guys are gamer, like Brian Harmon in a Ryder Cup.
Worthy. It's great.
So they're not names and they're not really stars necessarily, but it might be like what you need at a European Ryder Cup.
It's put the stars on the block. Right, because they made the team on points. Now you're debating between stars, which is kind of wild. I've never seen a more interesting or difficult Ryder Cup captain's pick. Like I've never seen a captain in this difficult situation.
What if Harris English and JT pass Ricky?
When did they think this through with the money thing? When then they added these?
No, because
it was already set, right?
It changed afterward, right?
It has put this in such a pickle.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if Finau and Harris English and JT all pass Ricky and Morikawa, and then you've got 15 guys. And the bottom 5 were previously considered locks.
Right. Which it's not that crazy.
Right. And most of them were on the 2021 team. And you throw in DJ. It's just, I don't think DJ would be on the team, but my whole point is like, yes, today I would take JT. I don't know that that's going to be my answer in a month because of how much there is left to sort out.